Good evening, all present here and respected sir. I am here to present a presentation on the topic of today's political environment and its impact on India. My name is Saurabh with along my group member Nitin Chauhan, Suraj Sharma, Rajat Jain, M.B.A. second sem, section E. Next slide, please. So, what is political environment? Political environment is the state, government, and its institution and legislature and the public and private stakeholders who operate and interact with or influence the system. The political atmosphere should be good and very stable for a firm to operate successfully. In the other words, political environment comprises those elements that are related to government affairs in the type of government in power. For example, government policy, bureaucracy, corruption, etc. These are few example of political environment. So now I'm talking about the political system should be so stable, honest, efficient, dynamic. All are primary factor for the creation and growth of everything. If it is political, then it is good for the business and business environment. All are create and stimulate investor trust in the economy environment. So next slide continue by the Rajat Jain.
Factor affecting political stability. The main factor of affecting political stability is civil war, declaration of emergency in country, and the changing in the form of structure of administration of government. Next slide. Political institution, legislature, executive, judiciary. Legislature is the group of a people who have power to make and change and law. Executive is connecting with the people in business, government, etc. concerned with managing, making plan and decisions. Judiciary is the system of court that impact and apply the law in the none of states. Legislature. Legislature of the three organ of the government. The place of primary belonging to the legislature, the function of government being by lawmaking and the following up the law enforcement and adjusting function. As such, the legislature is the first organ of the government. It is the most important for power institution. Its role is to make the law and power, policy making and law making, approval of budget. Executive. The term executive has been defined both in its broad and narrow form. In its broad form, it is taken to mean all the functions, political power holders, and permanent civil servants who undertake the execution of law and politics and run the administration of states. It refers to the government and its responsibility for implementing the law to shape, direct, and control the business. Next slide described by Suraj Sharma.
Now come come to the judiciary. Now what is judiciary? Discuss about judiciary. Judiciary means the rules and regulation of the court that made by the court. And in this point there are many type of feature responsible for interpreting and applying law. Second one, it is to look into the exercise of authority by the executive is according to the general rules laid down by the legislature. Third one is to settle legal dispute that affect business considerably. Second, now in this point there are many types of points: dispute between employer and employee, disputes between two companies, dispute between employees, and disputes between employers and the public, disputes between employers and the government. Next slide. Now come to the relationship between business and government. Business relationship means whenever we start the business, then we should maintain the relationship between the government. In this in this in this point there are three type of points: The first one is responsibility. We should maintain the responsibility toward the government. Whenever we should follow the rules. Second one is accountability. Whenever we start the business, then we should maintain the account of the government of the company toward the government. Third one is duty. Now next slide. Now responsibility of business towards government. When we start the business toward, we should maintain the rules toward the government, then maintain the rules follow to that made by the government and court. In this relationship, there are many types of points. First one is regular payment of taxes. We should paid regular taxes to the government. Second one is voluntary program. In this voluntary program, there are four features: sponsoring social welfare program, environmental preservation, promoting education, assisting in drought, flood, etc. And third one is providing feedback information. Fourth one is government contract. Fifth one is providing service to the government through becoming member in advisory board. Now, providing service to the government through whenever we join the advisory people to the government, then we should pay the service to the government. And sixth one is corporate contribution to the political activity, and we should contribute to the political activities whenever we start the business to maintain the relationship toward the government. The next slide conclude by Nitin Chauhan.
Okay, so so my slide. So I would like to present this from behalf of myself. And so responsibilities of government towards businesses, political institutions, provision of peaceful atmosphere, provision of a system of money and credit, balanced development and growth, provision of basic infrastructure, provision of information to assist all small scale industries, transfer of technology, competition with private sector, list licensing and inspection, protection from for for foreign competition. Next slide, please. Political factors affect business organization. Impact on economy, changes in regulation, political stability, mitigation of risk. Next slide, please. Thank you so much for having this presentation. We would like to enhance this presentation to skill something more things. Thank you so much. Thank you.